Please subscribe to the channel and share the video so that my video can be spread more widely. Restored Republic via GCR. Judy note: the final phase of the global currency reset has officially begun. President Trump's inner circle has gone completely dark, while the war room buzzes with live operations. Intelligence teams are in motion, communication ops are active, and every encrypted file, code, and transmission now surfacing comes directly from the president himself. The new timeline, a classified 3-page schedule extending through January 2026, outlines the precise stages of the reset. Thursday, November 6, 2025, 9 a.m. EST. President Trump authorizes the Quantum Financial System override sequence. At 23:11 Zulu time, a signal leaves the Cheyenne Mountain Command Complex. From that second forward, every global data system begins syncing to the Quantum Financial System. Friday, November 7, 2025. The world descends into the long-foretold 10 days of darkness. Every major news network, social platform, and communications grid falls under military command. The operation is live. Monday, November 10th. At dawn, the restored republic silently awakens. A new Trump administration transitions into place. Wednesday, November 12th. Deep state financial networks are locked out as QFS AI controllers enforce full transparency across all global transactions. Friday, November 14th. Communication disruptions intensify. Project Odin satellites engage, blocking cyber threats in real time. Saturday, November 15th. The Quantum Financial System fully activates, igniting a global asset revaluation. How did this moment arrive? Since November 2019, the United States has operated under a wartime military government led by President Trump, with the Supreme Court powerless under such conditions. By May 2025, the nation began transitioning from maritime law to common law. On May 16th, Trump signed GSARA into law, marking the dawn of a new financial and political era. By October 1st, 2025, U.S. Incorporated, the privately run corporate government controlled by foreign bankers, was defunded after Congress failed to pass a budget. Only essential services remained functional as Trump quietly reinstated the original constitutional republic. Since 2016, he had been recovering stolen American gold, including 650 plane loads taken from beneath the Vatican, now secured within new U.S. Treasury vaults. The Federal Reserve, privately owned by global bankers, had until October 17, 2025 to repay the American people in gold-backed currency. Owing over $38 trillion and failing to comply, it was officially declared insolvent and permanently shut down. For years, Trump had warned the world the fiat dollar was the globalists' weapon of control. His mission, to unite nations under a fair, gold-backed system restoring sovereignty and freedom, required dismantling the central banking cartel and ending the Illuminati's false financial empire of the IMF, BIS, and WEF. Now, Starlink's quantum satellites align across every continent, connecting global gold accounts within the QFS. The IRS has gone silent. The IMF and World Bank are in chaos. Thousands of elites are fleeing or under arrest as the era of deception collapses. Prepare for a full media blackout, tribunal broadcasts, global bank seizures, and NESARA GSARA enforcement. The quantum financial reset is no longer theory, it's execution. Sunday, October 19th, 2025. FBI Director Kash Patel confirms the countdown has begun. Signals pulse through the quantum grid. The world stands at the edge of revelation. All regional command centers are now fully synchronized. Every node, every frequency, every secure channel has gone silent except for those directly connected to the operation. The Emergency Broadcast System, the EBS, is not a drill. It is the controlled ignition of a global reset sequence, a moment that has been years in the making. Final test transmissions ripple across satellite bands, echoing from Starlink relays to Cheyenne Mountain and beyond. In the depths of classified networks, multiple government servers have entered silent mode, a state that only occurs before a complete broadcast switch. The exact timestamp has already been delivered to select quantum nodes, not by email, not by code, but through direct encrypted beam transmissions. The public will not hear the alert until the very instant it is triggered. There will be no countdown, no warning. When the first screens black out, you'll have minutes, not hours. Every television, every phone, every radio frequency will converge into a single global feed. No advertisements, no interruptions, only truth. A red alert has been issued. The final stage is active. President Trump's inner circle has gone completely dark, and for a very deliberate reason. Deep inside the war room, live intel missions are unfolding. Communications operations are being executed in real time, and global signals are aligning for the most coordinated disclosure in modern history. Every file, every line of code, every encrypted transmission you are about to witness originates directly from the President himself. Monday, November 10th, 2025. The green light has been given. FBI Director Kash Patel declares, "The balance has shifted. The House stands divided, the Republic is exposed, and power has silently changed hands. The illusion of politics has collapsed. The 37th day of the government shutdown was not a standoff, it was a signal." Just days earlier, on Thursday, November 6, 2025, President Trump authorized the global communication blackout. The operation began exactly on schedule. Within hours, the world entered the prophesied 10 days of darkness. Every major broadcast network, social media platform, and communication grid fell under direct military supervision. The operation was not theory. It was execution. From that moment forward, the armed forces assumed complete control of all media infrastructure and intelligence channels. Across the globe, quiet but sweeping mass arrests began. Political figures, financial elites, and media moguls were detained under sealed military orders. Simultaneously, NESARA and GESARA protocols were deployed through the Quantum Financial System, QFS. Fiat currency was exposed as fraud. Gold-backed parity replaced deception. Debt began vanishing, wealth rebalancing, and national sovereignty was quietly being restored. The end of this blackout will mark nothing less than the rebirth of civilization. When transmissions resume, the truth will not trickle. It will flood across every screen on Earth. The crimes, the lies, the names, all of it. Humanity will awaken not through speculation, but through undeniable evidence. This is not the end. This is the beginning of freedom. When the light returns, the world will never again belong to the few. It will belong to everyone. The Great Awakening is here, and God wins. Timeline Overview: The Sequence of Revelation. On Sunday and Monday, November 9 through 10, 2025, multiple encrypted posts were released by JFK Jr., the NESARA GESARA White House platform, W.H. Grandpa, and Mr. Poole. These were not mere opinions. They were synchronized markers of the global event sequence. December 21, 2024. The U.S. debt clock reveals $169 trillion in concealed assets, positioning every American citizen as creditor to $495,000 in repatriated wealth. January 15, 2025. The 1871 corporate veil is shattered. The fake government of the District of Columbia dissolves, restoring constitutional sovereignty. February 28, 2025. Executive Order 6102 is reversed. National gold reserves are redistributed to support a reborn, gold-backed economy free from fiat chains. March 10, 2025. Strawman trusts are redeemed. Birth certificates transform into sovereign financial bonds worth billions per individual. April 5, 2025. Globalist elites forfeit $169 trillion through blockchain audits. Every shadow transaction is exposed on decentralized ledgers. May 22, 2025. Central banks capitulate, handing control to tokenized assets via Ripple, XRP, Rails, ushering in a new transparent financial paradigm. June 18, 2025. Debt Jubilee begins. Mortgages, student loans, and fiscal burdens are erased as fiat currencies collapse into irrelevance. August 9, 2025. NESARA GESARA protocols deploy, enforcing global wealth restitution and ending IRS dominance permanently. September 30, 2025. The Republic reclaims its essence. The gold standard returns. Sovereignty becomes absolute. By Monday, November 3, 2025, the storm is fully unleashed. The Quantum Financial System Override Sequence, authorized at 9 a.m. EST, November 6th, is transmitted at 2311 Zulu time from the Cheyenne Mountain Command Complex. Since that instant, all global data systems have synced with QFS. On Friday, November 7th, two monumental events occur. First, the global communication blackout begins, locking down the world under military supervision. Second, child trafficking networks collapse. Over 1,194 victims are rescued as Interpol dismantles global hubs. Adrenochrome extraction sites are exposed. Major news outlets are seized by white hat operatives, initiating global arrests and GESARA enforcement. Monday, November 10th. The new Trump administration officially transitions into the restored republic at 6 a.m. The EBS overrides mainstream media, while the QFS stabilizes, enabling biometric wallet access and loading redemption funds for every citizen. 209 nations link into the QFS grid, permanently eliminating corrupt SWIFT systems. Under military escort, SIM holders are guided to exchange centers, unleashing a wave of wealth redistribution across humanity. Tuesday, November 11th, Veterans Day. The Omega-9 reset sequence activates, harmonizing the planet's frequency network through Cheyenne Mountain. Simultaneously, Iraq's Prime Minister announces the public release of the revalued dinar following their election. Wednesday, November 12th. All deep state financial networks are shut down. The QFS AI overseers ensure 100% transactional transparency across the planet. Friday, November 14th. Mass communication disruptions strike as Project Odin satellites go live, blocking cyber attacks in real time. Scalar wave transmissions from Gitmo disable Cabal comms worldwide, forcing global surrender. Saturday, November 15th. The quantum financial system fully activates, triggering global asset revaluation, erasing the Cabal's debt chains, and restoring honest money backed by gold reserves. The Omega-9 frequency sequence continues, cleansing networks of manipulation. Monday, November 17th. Mortgages vanish. The IRS is abolished. XRP becomes the standard token for global property exchange. Tuesday, November 18th. Redemption centers open worldwide, converting national currencies into QFS-compliant ISO 20022 tokens. White hats deploy the global emergency broadcast transmission. Humanity is about to witness in real time the end of deception and the rebirth of freedom. The global awakening, the dawn of quantum freedom. They said the truth would never be known, but now the vault is opening. Hidden beneath years of deception, a chain of revelations is emerging, each one darker, each one more impossible to deny. What was once dismissed as conspiracy will soon become undeniable fact. The suppressed archives are surfacing, files exposing the blackest networks of our civilization. Behind the smiling faces of so-called humanitarian organizations lay entire operations built on horror. Pizzagate was only the surface. Beneath the charity banners were global child trafficking pipelines, cloaked as foreign aid. Every smiling logo hid a ritual. Every donation masked a crime. Now, the masks fall away. Humanity will see the truth, raw and unfiltered. Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Former Attorney General Eric Holder faces formal treason charges at Gitmo. The tribunals have begun, and justice, once symbolic, is now tangible. Thursday, November 20th, 2025. The long-awaited quantum financial system, QFS, moves into its operational phase. XRP and XLM, digital currencies backed by real gold, now act as the bridge assets connecting every global transaction. Trillions are processed in seconds. NESARA GESARA activation begins. Global debt forgiveness is triggered. The world's wealth, stolen over generations by central banks and corporations, begins to flow back to the people. For the first time in history, economic justice becomes real. QFS verified wallets will return every stolen dollar, every hidden asset, every suppressed fortune to its rightful owner, humanity. By the next sunrise, the GESARA integration will link quantum financial cards directly to MedBed technology, ensuring every citizen's right to health restoration. The miracle of medicine will no longer belong to the elite. Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. The tribunals at Gitmo intensify. Those accused of the most unspeakable crimes, the extraction networks, the Vatican tunnel traffickers, are facing charges. No mercy, no deals, only truth. The January 6th committee members are indicted for sedition, their perp walks broadcast to a silent but watching world. Monday, November 24th, 2025. The Pizzagate archives reappear in QFS audits. The Podesta emails, once dismissed as conspiracy, now directly tie to active Comet ping-pong operations. The dots finally connect. Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. Redemption centers open globally. Verified QFS account holders are invited in structured waves to redeem their legacy assets, historic bonds, and revalued currencies under the new 1-to-1 gold standard. Each transaction is tracked through Starlink frequency locks, ensuring zero fraud. For the first time, money serves humanity, not the other way around. Saturday, December 6th, 2025. The Global Humanitarian Project platform launches. Funds begin flowing directly to projects restoring life, housing, clean water, renewable energy, education. Every dollar is monitored by AI oversight within the QFS core. Politics can't touch it. Corruption can't intercept it. The system itself guarantees integrity. Friday, December 12th, 2025. A message broadcast through Starlink uniting the world. President Trump, joined by allied world leaders, announces the end of global debt slavery. The Sovereign Economic Charter is ratified, marking the official birth of the quantum republics. The age of control dies. The age of sovereignty begins. Monday, December 15th, 2025. Public access opens. Every citizen receives a personal quantum identification code, giving total transparency over their income, exemptions, and gold-backed credits. Corruption evaporates under the light of real accountability. Wednesday, December 24th, 2025. The Declaration of Human Abundance is read worldwide. For the first time, humanity recognizes itself as free, no longer chained by fiat or fraud. The true meaning of the global reset is revealed: liberation through knowledge and transparency. By December 31st, 2025, QFS cards are distributed globally, enabling direct, peer-to-peer gold-backed payments. No banks, no intermediaries, no manipulation. 7:25 a.m., November 9th, 2025. President Trump announces every American will receive a $2,000 dividend directly through QFS. The mainstream media calls it a tariff payout, but insiders know it's the first public pulse of the hidden financial grid now alive beneath our world. Trump declares, "Instead of sending billions to insurance companies propping up bad health care, we send it directly to the people." Meanwhile, Democrats' 87,000 IRS agents, once deployed to hunt taxpayers, are reassigned to the Department of Homeland Security. Under Secretary Kristi Noem and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, these agents now serve a new mission: immigration enforcement under Title VIII. Noem's words echo across the nation. "Instead of taking more money from Americans, we're using them to protect Americans." Monday, November 10th, 2025. Across Oregon, the skies are filled with silent white lines. Chemtrails. Citizens testify before Wyoming legislators, revealing massive geoengineering operations. The same jets that once carried passengers now carry canisters. Paint peels from cars. Lungs burn. "They're poisoning us with our own taxes," cries one witness. "The jets," they say, "fly from Hillsborough. Look up, they're above you too." And yet, hope remains. Because at that same hour, the global reset is underway. NESARA, GESARA, and QFS platforms are fully online. The old order, financial, judicial, spiritual, is collapsing. We are witnessing not another election, but a planetary transformation. The hidden empires that fed on humanity for centuries, the Ninth Circle, the Vatican Bank, the Bank of London, the CIA money routes through NASA, have all been frozen under quantum command. Their time is over. The light is rising, and the world, for the first time in modern history, is waking up. The silence before the storm. The quantum awakening. The dark economy is gone. For the first time in modern history, the world's financial veins have gone quiet. Behind this engineered blackout, humanity's operating system is being rewritten from its source code. At precisely 9:00 a.m. EST Thursday, November 6, 2025, President Trump authorized the quantum override sequence. Hours later, at 23:11 Zulu time, the signal pulsed from deep beneath the Cheyenne Mountain Command Complex, the heart of the quantum defense grid. From that second onward, every global data stream, banking, communication, corporate, and military, began syncing to a new heartbeat: the Quantum Financial System, QFS. When the master switch flips, the entire world will hear the sequence: 3 short tones, 1 long. That sound will mark the end of the old system. All television, radio, and digital frequencies will collapse into one unified broadcast. The Emergency Broadcast System, EBS, will override every device on Earth, not to control, but to reveal. What follows will change history: the unveiling of truth, hidden corruption, human trafficking rings concealed within charities, the mechanisms of financial enslavement that powered empires. For decades, we called it globalization. Now we see it for what it was: organized deception. Through Starlink's quantum satellites, every verified citizen will soon receive a QFS access card, a key to a new financial world backed by gold, not manipulation. These accounts are already funded, drawn from the recovered treasures stolen for generations by central banks and the cabal's offshore networks. This is no accident. This is legacy. The operation began long before Trump, a mission passed through time, from the alliance that avenged Lincoln to those who carried Kennedy's dream of freedom for all mankind. And now, under the global military coalition and the leadership of Donald J. Trump, that mission has reached its final chapter. The takedown is silent but absolute. Arrests are ongoing in every nation. Hidden children are being rescued from dark networks buried beneath cities. The roots of the shadow system, banking, media, and corporate power are being pulled out one by one. The world is not ending. It is being reborn. This is more than a financial reset. It is a spiritual reckoning, a cleansing of frequencies. The silence will not last forever. When the broadcast begins, the truth will not whisper. It will echo through every heart on earth. Monday, November 10th, 2025. The first tremors of disclosure begin. FBI Director Kash Patel appears on Fox News confirming mass arrests tied to an NBA sports rigging ring worth tens of millions in fraud. Current and former players connected to the Gambino, Bonanno, and Lucchese crime families have been detained. This is not just about basketball. It's about dismantling the money laundering circuits that ran beneath professional sports for decades. That same day, chaos erupts on multiple fronts. A full busload of illegal aliens departs from ICE Portland under armed escort, the first public deportation since Trump's reinstatement. Across the ocean, BBC's Director General Tim Davie and CEO Deborah Turness resign after leaks reveal doctored footage of Trump's January 6th speech, edited to frame him for incitement. The narrative crumbles. And then, something stranger. A viral drop claims the McDonald's M logo originates from ancient black magic sigils. Raymond Kroc, the chain's founder, exposed as a 33-degree Freemason, allegedly funded by occult lodges. While dismissed by mainstream outlets, the timing of these leaks coincides with QFS data dumps linking major corporations to ritualized symbolism within advertising. Coincidence? Or deliberate revelation? By noon, a grand jury subpoenas John Brennan, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page, the same names behind the 2016 anti-Trump conspiracy. Up to 30 additional subpoenas are expected. Hours later, FBI and DHS raid a Florida Sheriff's Department tied to the Sinaloa and CJNG cartels, seizing 324 weapons and 2.3 tons of narcotics. Simultaneously, Texas law enforcement dismantles a $3.5 billion mafia cartel, 20 arrested, 400 guns seized. The dark economy is collapsing in real time. At 7:25 a.m., November 9th, 2025, President Trump confirms a $2,000 quantum financial dividend for every verified American. Media calls it a tariff rebate. Insiders call it the first visible proof of the QFS breathing beneath the surface.